Okay, welcome to part 3 of your beginner to intermediate Vinyasa sequence. This is going to be the last part of this series. We're going to be connecting all of the movement we've been learning so far. We're going to continue to add on linking breath to movement, and we're going to get started right now. We'll meet you there. So for today, we are going to start again in tabletop. So I want you to come to all fours with the toes tucked under and the hands underneath the shoulders. Again, setting up the foundation as always, making sure the knees are underneath the hips, gripping the mat with the hands, pulling the low ribs in, finding some softness through the neck, through the eyes. Just breathe. Good. Gently start to shift your hips back towards your heels, keeping the gaze soft. Push down and forward into your hands. Let your head drop down gently between the arms. And then shift. Take the shoulders over the wrists, and then the hips back towards the heels. 2 more. Shifting the shoulders over the wrists and hips back towards the heels. 1 more. And hips back towards the heels. Good. Coming back to a nice neutral position here. Flip the heels of your hands so that your fingertips face towards your knees. And if you need to turn your hands out slightly, that's okay too. Shift your hips back so you feel a gentle stretch through the wrists and through the forearms. Again, allow the neck to relax and the gaze to be soft. Just breathe. Just warming up the body. Good. Coming back to your center, place the hands back forward. Good. From here, start to pull your right knee in towards your chest. Start to take some hip circles on this right side. Keep the toes flexed to protect the knee. Warming up this hip socket. And then switch directions, so pushing the heel up to the sky and spinning that knee back in. Keeping the belly strong and the low ribs pulling in. And then kick that heel straight back. Take it into spinal balance. Left arm reaches forward. Keep pushing into that right hand. From here, point your back toes. Start to take some ankle circles with that right foot. Keep maintaining your eyes on something still. And if you lose your balance, that's okay. Just get back in and come back to where we were. From here, start to point the toes. Pull the heel in towards the glute. Here we activate the hamstring. See if you can lift your knee just 1 inch higher. Keep pushing into that right hand and then extend the toes back. Do that 2 more times. Heel pulls in and then extend it back. And 1 more time, heel pulls in and extend it back. From here, pull the heel in, pause. Start to spin your left hand behind you. See if you can grab the inner arch of the foot. If you've got the foot, start to roll that left shoulder back, kicking the foot into the hand. Keep the belly strong, belly pulling in, and then extend back out to spinal balance, controlling that release. Coming back to tabletop position. Take a breath in a cat and cow to reset. Just noticing what you feel in the body. Already some activation, already some heat. Good. Coming back to a neutral position, shoulders over wrists. We set up the other side. Pull the left knee in. Start to take those hip circles on the left side. Good. So 3 or 4 in each direction. Just noticing again what you feel. And one hip might be stickier than the other. That's okay. We're just warming up this hip socket, getting to know that pelvic floor. 1 more. And then kick that heel straight back. Reach your right arm forward, as if you were shaking somebody's hand, and then pull the belly in. Resist gravity. Point the back toes. Start to take some ankle circles and movement with that left foot. Point the toes. Start to pull the heel in towards the glute, and then extend back. Again, we're warming up that hamstring. Again, heel to glute, and extend back. 2 more. Good. Pull the heel in and hold. See if you can lift the knee 1 inch higher. Start to spin that right hand behind you. See if you can grab the inner arch. If you can't reach it, that's okay. We just reach for it. And then we kick into our hand if we've got it. And then coming back through spinal balance, controlling that release, coming back through to tabletop. Take a round of cat and cow here. Good. Coming back to that neutral spine. Start to take the hands forward, tucking the toes, coming in to your first down dog. Pedaling out those heels. Taking some organic movement here. So we've been here before. Now we can start to explore this shape. Make sure the hands are in line with the shoulders, and if you have tight shoulders still, turn your fingertips out rather than taking your hands wider. Make sure the feet stay about hip-width distance apart, and just breathe here for a moment. Close the eyes. Allow the head to relax. You can shift the hips side to side. You can gaze underneath one shoulder or the other, whatever feels good here, just for a moment. And breathe. Beautiful. On your next inhale, start to lift your heels. Take your shoulders over the wrists, lifting through the back of the head. Find a plank position. One long line of energy. Feeling the legs engage, the arms engage, and then shift the hips up as the gaze goes down. Good. Moving into that shoulder girdle now. 2 more times. Shift forward. And shift back. Good. Start to connect the movement. Inhale, shift. Exhale, down dog. Connecting the breath, linking the breath. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Bend your knees a lot. Step your feet to about the middle of your mat. Again, making sure they're about hip width distance apart. Bring your fingertips by the toes and allow your head to drape down. Keep the knees bent so that we can find some length through the back here. And if you'd like, you can hook arms and come into ragdoll if that feels better. Here we let gravity do its job, allowing the head to relax down towards the ground, soften the face. And then release your hands, open the eyes, and take a halfway lift. Bringing the hands to the shins, find some length through the upper body. As you exhale, fold over the legs. You can still bend the knees here. 2 more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale. And exhale. Good. Find that halfway lift. Bring your hands to your hip creases. Allow the elbows to point out, and let that bring you up with a nice long spine. Inhale, reach the arms up. Bring your palms to touch here. Exhale, draw the hands through heart center. And pause. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, hands through heart. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale, pause here. Good. Release your arms down by your sides. Allow the palms to face open. Good. From here, start to reach out to the side with the palms up, and then start to reach up. Capture your left wrist with your right hand. Pulling the belly in and the low ribs in, start to take a gentle stretch over to the right. Allowing that shoulder to kind of come out of the socket a bit, and then come back to center and switch. Just pull that shoulder up and over. Good. Coming back to center and bring those arms down by your sides. This time, take the hands behind the back. Heels of the hands don't have to touch. Tips of the shoulder blades come together, and then we counter that by pulling the low ribs in. Extend the hands, and then just lift your hands till you feel some resistance. And if the arms are bent, that's okay too. We don't want to force anything. We're just warming up the body. Good. Release the hands. Inhale, reach the arms up. Palms touch. As you exhale, push the hips back as you fold over the legs. Take a halfway lift. Inhale. Step back to your plank position. Exhale. Good. You can come down to the knees first, or take it nice and slow down to your belly, pulling those elbows back, tops of the feet flat, and then inhale, squeeze your glutes as you lift your chest. Exhale, release, keeping the head in line with the neck. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lower. Good. Linking that breath. 1 more. With your breath, and exhale, moving with your body. From here, tuck the toes, press yourself through tabletop or through plank to downward facing dog. Take an inhale and let it go. Good. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, or you can gently float if you're ready for that to the top of your space. Landing lightly, inhale, take a halfway lift, and exhale, stretch over the legs. Good. Take that halfway lift. Inhale, reach the arms up, and hands come through heart. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms touch. This time, keep pressing the palms together as you keep your gaze forward, stretch to the right, and over to the left. Good. Coming back to center, adding on, take a vertical twist. So take that left arm forward, start to reach your right arm back. As you reach in equal but opposite directions, draw your left hip back gently. Good. Inhale, bring that right arm back up to Tadasana, palms touch. Find that energy, and we switch. Take the right arm forward and the left arm back. The gaze follows. Now imagine drawing the right hip back. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. Look up, reach up. Exhale, hands will come through heart as we fold over the legs. Let the head be the last to arrive. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms, step back to your plank. Again, preparing the body, warming the body. Come all the way down to your belly, tops of the feet flat. Inhale, lift the chest. Use those hands to support, and exhale, lower. Good, pause here. Take your left hand out in front of you. Pull your right heel in. From here, you can tent your fingertips, so finding some energy through the fingertips. Take your right hand behind you, just like we did in the beginning of class, but here you're going to flip so that your thumb faces up and the shoulder comes externally rotated. Kick the foot into the hand and lift the knee like we did in tabletop. Lift the chest, pause, feel that back activation. Now, if you like, you can add on by extending the fingertips and the toes, and then slowly we change. Releasing the top of that right foot. Use your right fingertips for support to lift the heart. Pull the left heel in, keeping the knee and ankle in line with each other. And then we take that hand behind us, but then flip the grip. So the thumb points up. The shoulder is allowed to externally rotate here. Start to lift the knee as you play a bit of tug-of-war with that hand and foot. Start to lift your chest, point the toes, and reach. Rather than lifting the head, try to lift the arm. Beautiful. Release. Pause here, both hands forward. Bring your forehead down towards the ground just to neutralize the spine. And then bringing the hands back underneath your shoulders, make your way back to downward facing dog, shifting those hips up and back. Take a moment to just notice the difference in the body. Take a breath and scan the body. Good. From here, start to walk your feet in just about an inch or so. Lifting the heels, start to reach your right leg up to the sky. Shifting shoulders over wrists, pull that knee in towards the chest, and then reach the right leg up. Good. Pull the knee in towards the chest, getting into that core body now. Reach the right leg up. From here, step through, placing that foot between the hands, using your hand to guide if you need. And then pause here, setting up your lunge. Bring the back knee down. And then take those hands on top of that right knee. We've been here before. So activate this left glute to protect the front of your hip. Continue to stand strong on this right foot. And then we use those hands as leverage to support the heart. Good. From here, frame the foot. Start to shift your hips back halfway. Flex your right toes here, and then spin the toes away from each other. See what you feel. And then spin the toes back towards each other. And then coming back to center, shift forward. Pick that back knee up. And from here we'll rise up, high lunge. Here we are. So lunging into that right knee, the back leg is strong for our support. Pulling the belly in, lifting out of the waist, let's take that vertical twist. Lunging deeper as you reach. That left arm is what brings you around to warrior two, spinning that back foot flat, making those little adjustments through your warrior two. Good. Lunging into that right knee, take the hands out. Palms are down. Press the hands down on something solid. Allowing the shoulders to activate. Tips of the shoulder blades come together. Be strong. Good. Flip your right palm. Just reach up instead of back. Good. And then windmill the arms down. Move your left heel with it. Step back to your plank. Good. Coming halfway down or all the way down. Pulling those elbows back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale. Lift up. Upward facing dog or cobra. Squeezing the glutes. From the heart space, pulling back, downward facing dog. Pause here. Starting to build the flow, starting to build that momentum. Good, lift the heels, left leg goes up. Use your hamstring to lift the leg. Bend the knee, shift forward, knee pulls into the chest. Good, leg goes high to the sky. Knee pulls into the chest. Good, reach the leg up. That same action brings the foot between the hands. Good. And then make those little adjustments. Bringing that back knee down, interlace the hands on top of that left knee. Pause. Good. Allow the hips to soften here. Staying strong through the legs, but lighter through the hips. Pull the belly in to lift the heart. Good. Framing that foot with the hands. Start to shift the hips back, using our hands as support. Once again, flex the foot and then spin the toes away from you. And then spin the toes towards you. Pushing that left heel into the ground, start to shift forward. Pick that back knee up. That brings us up to high lunge. Good, lunge a little deeper as you twist, letting that gaze go over the left shoulder, and then that right hand brings us around for warrior two. Pause, take a look at your feet, your foundation, and then set it up on this side. Gaze is soft, breath is fluid. Good, flip that left palm, inhale, reach up, and exhale, we windmill the arms down as we pop that left heel up, stepping back, taking your vinyasa, keeping that shelf-like quality in your chaturanga. Inhale, lift up, upward facing dog. Exhale, pull back, downward facing dog. Lift the hips to the sky as you lift the heels. Inhale. Exhale, just drop the heels, melt the heart, down dog. Pause. Good, adding on, right leg reaches high. Use your core, bend the knee to chest, just once this time. Good, right leg reaches high. We connect the movement, step through to that lunge. Good, back knee comes down, interlace the hands on that knee, pause, lift the chest. Good, from here, start to reach those arms up. As you keep the legs the same, find some lightness through the heart, and then use that to shift you back to that half split, Ardha Hanuman. Flex those right toes, pause, stretch. Good, and then use that to shift forward. Back knee comes up, arms reach up, high lunge. Staying strong in that core, take that twist to the right. Good, open up, warrior two, pause. Good, inhale, reach up, reach, start to reach back. And then from here, coming into an extended side angle with the elbow to the knee. Activating this side of the body, breathing into the left rib cage, and then pressing through the outer edge of that back foot. Reach your left arm up. And again, rather than reaching back, just reach straight up above. Good, legs are strong. That right elbow's pushing into the knee. And from here, again, start to spin that arm behind you. See if you can wrap for a small bind. We don't want to forget about the head here, so extend through the crown of the head, and then start to rotate your gaze down towards your right big toe. Good. Release that top arm, reaching over that left ear now, and then coming back to reverse warrior. Inhale. Good. Coming down to the mat. Taking our vinyasa, step back to your plank, coming halfway down. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, pull back into downward facing dog. Take a breath. And let it go. Good, left side, left leg reaches high. Pull the knee into the chest. Good, leg reaches high. And step through to that lunge. Good, inhale, drop the back knee, and start to take those hands on top of that left knee. Good. And then from here, reach those arms up, lifting up through the heart. Good, pull back to those half splits. Pause here, pushing the left heel into the ground, flexing those toes, and then find some lightness through the heart. Shift back into that left foot, back knee up, inhale, high lunge. Good, lunge a little deeper as you twist, let the gaze follow. Beautiful, open up, warrior two. Starting to connect that breath and that movement. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, extended side angle. Knee to elbow, lifting out of that side body. Take that right arm up. And then start to spin that hand behind you. Good, and if the hand doesn't touch the thigh, that's okay. We're still creating a bind here by dropping that right shoulder down the back, using some leverage by pressing the back of my hand into my glute. Release that top arm, start to reach over the right ear now. Find reverse warrior, inhale. And we make that transition back to down dog through vinyasa, coming halfway down, chaturanga. Good, inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, pull back, downward facing dog. Take a breath. And let it go. Good. From here, bend your knees, step your feet towards your hands, coming back into ragdoll. Good, so interlace the arms, let the head drop, and start to press your thighs back, keeping the legs strong to protect the knees. Allow the neck to relax and just pause, noticing what you feel in your body. Feel that heat, that energy, maybe some sweat. Good. Release the hands. Take a halfway lift. Let that bring you up to stand. Reach the arms up. Palms touch here. And as you exhale, bring the hands to heart. Close the eyes. Come into a standing meditation. Just pause. Check in. Come back to this space. Good. Releasing the hands, shift your weight into your right foot. Pull your left knee into your chest. Good. So just like we did in the beginning of class, start to move the knee back, taking your left hand and grabbing the inner arch of your foot. So like we did on our belly, the thumb is up and we're grabbing the inside of the foot, allowing this left shoulder to externally rotate. Keep this right leg strong. We want to root down through this right leg, start to lift the knee like we did in tabletop. The right hand comes out for balance, so press it on something solid. Then, just like in spinal balance, spin as if you were reaching for someone, and then kick the foot into the hand as we lift the arm, rather than shifting forward. Good. Release. Reach the arms up. And exhale, bring the hands to heart. Close the eyes and let that settle. That gets the heart rate going, so allow it to just absorb. Good. Release the hands. Inhale, reach up. And look down, pull your right knee in towards your chest. Set your balance first, so set your eyes on something still. I always have a hard time with my left side, so I have to work a little bit harder on balancing on this left side. I'm going to point my toe, pull the knee back, and then the right hand reaches back. Again, thumb is up, we're reaching for the inside of the foot. Pull the belly in, let that energy rise into the heart space. Left hand comes out for balance, then start to lift the knee, and then spin that left palm in as you start to explore. And again, if you fall or lose your balance, that's okay. We're just practicing. Good. Release that. Come back to Tadasana. And palms touch, hands to heart. Just let that settle for a moment. Feel that energy. Feel that quickening in the heart. Good. Release your hands. Inhale, reach the arms up. We'll take that flow one last time. Fold forward. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, step back. So the mind starts to know it. Come halfway down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, pull back. The breath starts to know it. Now we move into that moving meditation. So it's not that we're not trying, but we're starting to create more space in the mind so we don't have to think about it as much. So take a breath and just close the eyes and check in once again. Good. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Knee pulls into the chest, shift forward. Good. Right leg reaches high. Step through to that lunge. Back knee comes down. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, pull the hips back for that half split. Belly pulls in. Shifting forward into that right foot, back knee up. Inhale, rise up. Take that twist to the right. Good. Let that bring you open. Warrior two. Gaze is soft. Inhale, reverse warrior. Coming into that extended side angle, left arm reaches up, and then take that half bind once again. Good, you can stay here, or you're going to spin this right arm in, reaching underneath the thigh, coming into a bind. You can use a towel or a strap here to connect the hands, or simply stay in the half bind. Again, right knee presses into shoulder as we lunge deeper, extending. Good. Release that slowly. Coming back into reverse warrior. Inhale, reach up. And we transition. Lift that left heel as you wind down. Step back. Coming halfway down. Stay strong. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, pull back. Good. Lift the heels. Left leg reaches high. Knee pulls into the chest. Good. Leg reaches high. And step through lunge. Back knee comes down. Inhale, the arms reach. Exhale, sit back. Good. Inhale, shift forward. Back knee up. Rise up. Lunge a little deeper as you twist. Good. Open to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, extended side angle. Again, take that right hand around for that half bind, and you can stay here or explore the other side with a full bind. Again, this hand, they don't have to touch, but we're reaching. We want to lengthen and breathe into that right side. Pressing through both feet. Start to unwind once you feel balanced. Inhale, take that up and back, and then we make that transition. So good. Coming halfway down. Lifting up for upward facing dog, and pulling back for downward facing dog where we meet. Take a breath. Notice all that space. Good. Dropping down to the knees. Shifting your hips to one side, coming onto your butt. Extend your legs out in front of you. And from here, walk the feet in, taking the hands behind you. The fingertips are going to be pointing out. Tips of the shoulder blades come onto the back. Lift your hips, take your right ankle on top of your left knee for figure 4. So you can start to take your hips towards your heel if you don't feel a stretch. You can press this right knee out for a little bit of a deeper stretch. Just explore it for a moment. And the hands are just there for support. So if you need to walk them back a little, that's okay. We really want to feel this stretch through this side of the hip. Good. From here, release. And switch. Lift your hips, take your left ankle on top of your right knee, flexing those toes away from you, lifting the heart. And you can just move around. You can rock side to side. Just notice where you feel it. Notice how it feels in your body. Just breathe. Good. From here, unwind, taking the feet as wide as your mat. Start to drop your knees to the right, letting this left hip come up, and then take the knees to the left. Good. Allow the knees to come to the right. Pause here. We want to create a 90-degree angle with the knee and the ankle and the hip, as well as with the right foot. And then I'm going to shift over the right leg. See if I can find that stretch. Nothing forced. Just finding that edge and pausing. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Switch out your legs. So dropping the knees to the left. Again, keeping the feet flexed. I let this right hip come up. I'm going to lean all the way over this left side. Good. Inhale, come back to center. And here, bring the soles of the feet to touch and bring the hands to the ankles. So again, using the hands on the ankles as leverage, lift the shoulders and draw the tips of the shoulder blades down the back. Take a breath in. And just let it go. Gently close the eyes. Start to shift forward, using the hands on the shins, bending at the elbows. Take a forward fold here with the knees open wide. Widening through the low back. Again, nothing forced. Just notice where you feel tension and then pause there. Good. Coming back up to your center. Start to bring the knees together. As you make your way onto your back, pull your knees into your chest. Pause here. Good. Cactusing the arms. Just drop the knees over to the right, looking over your left shoulder. Coming back through center, dropping them to the left and looking over the right shoulder. Coming back to your center. Wrap your arms around your shins. Bring your forehead in towards your knees. And then find the soles of the feet together as you allow the knees to open. Bring your hands to your belly and just pause here. Closing the eyes once again. Just noticing the differences in the body. Allowing the mind to just settle on the breath. From here, start to gently close the knees, pulling the knees back into the chest. Sit yourself up to a seat and just cross your legs in front of each other. Sitting up tall and bringing the hands to the knees. And flipping the palms to the sky and walking the shoulder blades onto the back as you pull the belly in. Just sit up tall. And this is where we end today. Always trying something new and finding our stillness whenever we can. This energy is yours to keep. You get to take it with you. Let it go with you into the rest of your day, the rest of your week, wherever you are. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Bow your chin to your chest. Once again, we always honor ourselves first and foremost for showing up. Bringing the thumbs to the third eye, that place of imagination, of creativity, right between the brow. Lift the gaze as you inhale. And as we exhale, we bow in gratitude to the practice and to all things. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed this series. I hope you keep coming back to it to practice. And we'll see you next time. Bye.